Hi everyone. What's this? Hi everyone. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Go to the chat box. Say something. You guys are my eyes and ears. I would
Hi,
like to hear
Lian.
from you guys. Hi.
Roshan here.
Hi Roshan. Hi. Welcome.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Doing great. And I hope you guys are doing great as well.
Yes. I'm not able to switch on my camera. Just a minute. There's some
Exactly.
technical issue. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. No problem. Who can, please switch on your camera so I know I'm not talking to my screen alone. I
Right.
would like to see some familiar faces. Hi Madhavan. Hi Asif. Hi Sirat. Hi Tadinjar. We have few more people joining in as well.
Hi, Lian. Give me 5, please.
No problem. Hi Dr. Anam. We have some regulars as
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys? How has your week been? Excellent. Right. So today I thought we will have actually a discussion around a particular topic where we can put our minds together, help each other, and crack something, something that can really help all of us as coaches, right? And once again, as always, I would like to consider knowledge to be available for everyone. So I'm actually recording this session. This is going live on my YouTube channel as well. You guys can even go to my YouTube channel, click on the link, copy the link and share it on your social media. If you want to share the knowledge, please feel free to do that, because more coaches that we help, uh, a better place the world is going to be, because it's us coaches who will actually help people transform, right? So who else is there? We have Nutan joining in. Hi, Madhavan. Nice to see you. Excellent. So switch on the cameras, guys. Hi, everyone. Hi. Right. So let's begin today's discussion without further ado. I wanted to talk a little bit about limiting beliefs, right? Because we learn about limiting beliefs quite a lot in our coaching. We help our um clients to break through their limiting beliefs, but we all are human as well, right? So we have our own limiting beliefs that sometimes preventing us from being the super coach we want to be, right? And why I picked up this subject is it's very close to me. I myself go through this enough and more times, right? There are no like just because I'm here talking to you guys doesn't make me like superhuman. I have my weaknesses just like you. That's what makes us perfect coaches, right? Because we navigate through our lives, we go through the challenges, we go through the tough times, and what's unique in a coach like you and I is we have the ability to learn from those mistakes, convert them into powerful lessons, and share with people and create transformation, right? Even today's session is something like that. And like I said, I just like each one of you guys, I have a lot of negative codes. There are some crazy negative codes or negative beliefs that I've successfully broken through. There are certain negative codes that I'm trying to break through at the moment, and there are certain negative codes that I haven't still dealt with but need a lot of work. And I'm sure this is same for all of us, right? So let's get vulnerable tonight. Let's put all our cards on the table and let's talk about negative beliefs or limiting beliefs or encodes in our language that we as coaches face, right? Uh, what do we struggle with? What kind of encodes do we have? And let's put our brains together as a mastermind, right? This is what I want to do. I don't want me to be the guy who's talking and you guys to be the people who are listening always, right? Because remember, you guys are already amazing coaches. You guys are amazing coaches who are transforming lives. Just that sometimes we can help all the people, but we can't help ourselves, right? That's exactly why we come into a mastermind, so we can help each other. I'm sure when I finish this session today, you guys will help me as well, right? That's the power of a mastermind, right? So let's begin a discussion. Today's discussion is about limiting beliefs in the eyes of a coach, right? When we learn or we become a coach and we want to change the entire world, there are a lot of monsters in our head. There are a lot of voices in our head which are preventing us from our success, right? I want you guys to give it a thought and think about the top at least three encodes. If you have more than three, perfectly fine. Top three encodes you are dealing with right now as a coach. Could be I can't find clients. I'm not a good coach. My life is a mess. How can I change anyone else's life? Right? It could be anything. What are your top encodes? Take a minute, write them down, and whoever who finishes writing them down, raise your hand. Let's talk, and we are going to make this a super interesting discussion, right? So while you guys are doing it, we have a few people, few usual faces who are still not joined. If you know a buddy of yours who usually join this session, send them a message, remind, feel free to, share this session on your social media. Like I said, this is currently live going on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you can copy the link, paste it on your social media feeds or whatever as well. So feel free to do that, invite as many people as possible. Right. So who have managed to write down their top endpoints? And the interesting thing is, until you guys are writing it, I had some amazing breakthrough sessions with few clients around this whole topic of belief systems, right? And turns out, as coaches, we can actually help someone to achieve anything that they want if we crack this one thing, which is the beliefs. This is like the most powerful thing, one of the most powerful things that we need to master, so we can actually help a client understand. If you fix your beliefs, I think about 80% of achieving something is done, right? Because Tony Robbins says this really nicely, right? 80 to achieve anything, it's 80% psychology, 20% strategy. And I think figuring out your negative beliefs is that is a primary part of that 80% of psychology. Who has completed the encodes? Can I see a raise of hands? Superb. Shaheen, you're a rock star. Unmute and let us know what are your encodes.
Well, I purposely
And first and
joined.
foremost, let's give Shaheen a big round of applause.
Oh, thank
Let's
you.
welcome her. She's breaking the ice and vulnerably going to share her encodes, right? So thank you very much, Shaheen.
Yeah, you're welcome, because I really need help out here, because okay, one of my biggest encodes is, so I'll tell you just why I have these encodes, so it will be easy for someone to help me
Sure.
out. I haven't been living in India. I've always lived in Qatar, my adult life, and I was living in Bombay. Now I'm in Kerala. So, I'm not in the same place, but thanks to the, media and Zoom calls and stuff like that. So that ice is broken for me, but I still don't know whom to connect with here. And the people whom I used to work with in Qatar, everybody has moved on to their places, and I don't even have their numbers now, because all have, because COVID really changed a lot. So I don't know where to begin. So when I look at myself, discovery session is not an issue, because I'm a cognitive coach, and that's the kind of work I used to do at the university. But where do I begin? So I see that foggy kind of feeling, and I need to get through that. That's
Super.
how I feel. Yeah.
So if you articulate it once again into one sentence, which is an encode, how would you say that?
I don't know where to begin, because I don't know people around here.
I don't know where to begin from.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
whom to
second
connect
thing,
with.
yeah. The second one is the people whom I know very close are my very, very close friends. So I don't want to sell my stuff to them, even if I talk to them. I find it very awkward. I don't know why, because they are my school friends. That's the only friends I have right now whom I can actually be, connected with. And then all of you guys are the masterminds.
So you said you feel awkward even to tell them that you are a coach and what you do?
No. To sell them, they will say, "Oh, what, Shaheen, you can't do it for free for us," that kind of thing.
So, digressing
I'm just
from
joking,
the topic
but
a little bit, yeah, I know. The best way, I've realized the best way to coach your friends and family is not to sell to them, not to even tell them about your programs, but show your transformation.
Yeah.
Right. If people are like, wow, Shaheen was like this 2 years back, but look at her now. It could be your physical appearance, it could be the achievements that you are making, it could be anything. Then they'll be like, Shaheen, how did you do that? Can you tell me? Then you say, come for my program just like a normal client. No free sessions.
That's one way. Yeah.
Right. So coming back to your negative beliefs, right? So I don't know where to begin from. I don't know whom to connect with. What else?
I think these are the two main that I found.
Okay. Great.
So I see a fog. That's what I feel to get through. It's very foggy for me right now to even break through. It's like a real block.
So who else? Give me a raise of hands. Who else feels like there is a fog that is blocking your vision? You can't see, couple of steps ahead. Everything seems very foggy. How many of you feel like that? Raise your hand. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Right. So it's natural for 5, okay, it's natural, right? We all feel like, nothing's clear. How are we going to figure out? And this is exactly what we are doing. We are going to figure it out today. Awesome. Thank you, Shaheen, for starting. Next up,
You're welcome.
who would like to share the encodes? Nutan, yes. I hope I pronounce your name properly.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
I am not disciplined. That's the biggest for me because
Okay.
I intend doing lots, but ultimately that lasts for very few days and eventually
Uh-huh.
I fall back again.
Right.
I also feel that I am not young enough to do everything all by myself because it's a package of marketing, sales, execution, and knowledge, everything. So I feel I have not achieved it all enough. And
Okay.
then the third point is an extension to this. When I try to explain it to people, I somehow have within myself that I'm not able to leave an impact. They're not believing into me. Because, just a few months or maybe a year back, I was falling on their shoulders with my own problems. So I myself
Okay.
feel that they will not believe into me.
So
Uh,
they won't believe it because your life is not perfect. So if my life is not perfect, how can I advise someone else? Something like that, right?
and even if it's never perfect, even if it's
Yeah.
advancing towards betterment, and I really want to give it because at my age I feel that this is for my time to give, but I find that people listen with a lot of attention, but they do not want the results, the paid results. I mean, they do not want to get into the depth of it because you see, they will be able to attract the best only when they commit with the payment, because otherwise it will be all superficial. So I'm
Okay.
not able to generate the results. That's what I feel.
So you said, let me just repeat. I'm not disciplined. I'm not young enough to do everything by myself. When I try to explain, I can't make an impact. They won't believe me because my life is not great, or they don't want to get paid results. And so these are some of the things that are haunting you. Awesome. Awesome. Madhavan, you have your hand up. Let's hear it from you.
Yeah. Uh, Before I talk about me, can I comment on what others have said?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Feel free.
Nutan, you said you feel you are too old to start something. I want you to read the story of Somerset mom called The Verger. Okay, it's a fantastic story. If you want, I can send you a link. And you also said I should also point out to you that age is an advantage. I'm going to cash on that because you know how old I am. One guess.
Something like maybe 60 something.
Should call me every day in the morning and talk to me. It'll boost my
So sweet.
energy. I'm going to be 73 in November.
Woo!
So if I
Awesome.
can start at this age, you can as well start. You are not even my daughter's age. Okay. So that's not a constraint. Then yeah, Shaheen said she doesn't want to talk to friends. If you don't want to talk to your friends, who will we talk to? Who will you talk to? Your friends are the best ones to test your or experiment on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it with my colleagues, and then start with I not actually though I'm certified more than a month ago. I not started yet for two reasons. Number one, I don't have a payment gateway yet, and I wasn't living in Bahrain, and from Bahrain I couldn't do this because there can be questions of money coming. I don't have a commercial registration for the training activity. So actually, I am in India now, so I'm going to tie these things up before I leave, and I'm planning to split my time between Bahrain and India, and I'm going to talk to my friends, and I'm a bit little overconfident that if I put out on my social media platform that I'm starting this, I'll get an overwhelming response. I'll tell you what happens actually when I start, but this is the state where I am in right now. Okay, I always believe in one thing: if you believe in something, that happens. you know If you believe that nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to happen. Like LienKay always used to say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we have to change our mindset first, otherwise nothing will change. And about this training program, I used to do the training long, long ago. 30 years ago, I had done training several. Then I stopped it and then I started concentrating on my employment. And I feel now I have delayed it too much. Probably I would have been training others if to do the coaches, to be the coaches if I had started at that time. Anyway, better late than never. And I told my children, I want to write on my tombstone, Madhavan Kalat coach. Okay, so it's not that I'm worried that I'm going to die tomorrow. I'll not, and I really don't think of the age. I still work 12 to 14 hours a day, and that's my big complaint. That's the big complaint my family has got. I spend too much time on things other than family. So
See, this is
that's
the
why.
important thing about the coaches mastermind, right? So we all being coaches, we ourselves have enough stories, enough inspiration to help each other, right? So what Madhavan just did right now, talking to Nutan, talking to Shaheen, sharing his stories, sharing his age vulnerably, right? And that's creating impact. So well done, Madhavan. Thank you very much for your contribution, making this mastermind really work. Now let us know, what are your encodes?
Asking me
Yes, yes.
inputs meaning
Encodes, negative beliefs.
encodes. Actually, I won't call it an encode. My biggest problem is procrastination.
So if your biggest problem is procrastination in your head, what are you telling yourself?
Let me be ready. Let me be more ready, completely prepared, and then start.
Okay, right. So you tell it as an empowering code, or do you always tell, "Oh God, I'm a procrastinator"? What is the discussion that is going in your head?
There's a famous couplet in I think it's Tulsidas. आज नहीं सो काल कर काल नहीं सो परसों इतनी जल्दी क्या पड़ी अभी न जीना बरसों, something like that. The Hindi expert should be able to correct me. So what it means is, you may not understand Hindi. He said, what is the hurry? If not today, we do it tomorrow. Otherwise, day after tomorrow. What is the hurry? We've got a long life. But unfortunately, I don't have a long life. That's the only problem.
So
Can I
while
correct it? Sorry. It's
go ahead.
Kal kare so aaj kare so ab. So
No,
it's
that is
the other
actually
way around.
the reversal of that. The original is that. Other
Oh,
one.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
No,
Sorry,
what you
yeah.
said. What you said is what should be.
Right.
And
So guys, now
what I told you is what the
what,
procrastinators do.
while Madhavan was talking, I I heard, I think I heard two encodes, right? Now these could be very covert. Now sometimes Madhavan might say, no, 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 those are not encodes, those are facts, which is absolutely true, right? But even if it's a fact, if we let it control us rather than us controlling it, it could be seen as a encode as well. So sometimes Madhavan might not agree with me, but for everyone's benefit, I'm just sharing, right? So Madhavan said, I don't have a payment gateway. I don't have a commercial registration. So that's why I didn't start. But now I'm in India, I'm going to get things started. So at least he has taken action. He's changing things, right? Now I remember why I thought I will talk about this is when I was starting, one of the biggest problems I had was I don't have a payment gateway, because Sri Lanka is such a country, right, where PayPal, Razorpay, Payza, nothing works. I can send money, but I cannot receive money. It's such a pain, right? It's such a pain. And for me to get a payment gateway from a bank, it's a big process: private limited company registration, board member document, board resolutions, bank statements, the works. So I was actually telling myself, I can't do this. I can't do this initially, right? I was looking for PayPal alternatives, never found. But one day I said, you know what? If I have to do it, I have to do it. Let me stop complaining and take action. And I finally got my own payment gateway. I tied up with a different company and got an access to a different second type of a payment gateway with installment plans, right? So still the PayPal problem is there. But actually, I broke through that limiting belief that I had, because see, it becomes a limiting belief only if you don't take action. If you're taking action, it's just a fact. But in my case, I was telling that, nothing works for Sri Lanka, and I was just staying like a plum pudding without doing anything. That's a good way to identify encode. Superb. Who's going to share some encodes next? Jenny, how about you? Answer, Jenny, Cyril.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think for me, sorry, it is not so clearly worded, but I just absolutely hate social media, and so it just doesn't. Although I do it with such hatred that I don't think it actually is attracting anybody. So the more I hate it, the more it chases them away. And it's just that thought of sitting down and trying to construct 30 like posts, just like I like no.
So Jenny, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you hate social media?
Because I think I don't know what to say.
Did you guys hear encode?
Loud and clear.
So this is how sometimes encodes are really hidden, right? Sometimes you yourself don't realize it. That's why, cracking brains with someone really can help you, right? So she feels like, I really don't know how to say it. So it's not social media's problem. Even if she's doing a live poster, even if she's painting a poster with a hand, if she don't know what to say, she feels stuck. Now, here's the thing. You guys would have seen me doing TikTok videos, right? Today, I did a TikTok video after 1 month. I had a block. I don't know what the block was, but I had a block. So that's what I'm saying. We could be coaches, but we are human, right? We all go through these blocks, these negative beliefs, these, ups and downs, emotional imbalances, whatever. So that's exactly why it's important to have a mastermind, have people, have coaches, have buddies. I mean, there are a couple of coaches that I go to. I have an accountability coach. I have a general coach where I learn certain things, right? I have a coach which helps me to deal with my negative beliefs, subconscious reprogramming. I actually have 4 people that I go to, right? And so we have to keep on practicing what we are telling to customers as well. So thank you, Jenny, for that. I don't know what to say. What else would you be saying in your head?
Yeah, I need to say that it's all inside. I just need to find it. It's like I've got it all inside.
I've got it all inside. Okay. Right. See, now, if as a coach, if you're doing wonderful, if clients are coming, if you're closing sales, if you're earning a lot of money, if you're living the life of your dreams, life on your own terms, right? Work less, earn more, right? Then probably you would have overcome these monsters which are holding your potential down. But if you're not happy with the progress that you're making, what it says is there are, negative codes that you need to work on, right? So if you don't know your negative codes, or if you feel like I don't have negative codes, or I still don't know what my encodes are, but if my coaching objectives are not met, then get into it. Talk to a friend, talk to a fellow coach, right? Subscribe to a session where you can one-on-one sit and get someone to pick your brain, because you have to, right? This is what we do to our clients. So we need to do the same thing to ourselves as well. One thing that I proactively do is I always ask myself, whatever I'm learning to apply on clients, how can I apply it on myself? Right? And that's why sometimes you need to have an accountability buddy. You get your accountability buddy to ask some questions. You get your accountability buddy to pick your brain on your negative codes, on your baselines, right? Because maybe it's not the same for everyone. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I feel sometimes we could be the best coach transforming so many lives. But when we face problems, it's very difficult to turn that attention towards you and help yourself. You need help. Every coach needs a coach, right? We might be much better than an average human being because we have awareness and all that, but sometimes amidst of adversity and problems, even we forget those things, right? Superb. So thank you very much, Jenny. Answer, you had few encodes to share.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I had a similar one like hers about social media, but she's so for me, I just said social media is a challenge.
Okay.
Posting there, just I avoid it. I somehow just don't want to. I don't know what it is, and I feel similar. Like I feel like there's so much inside of me. Then why am I hesitating? I keep telling myself, okay, tomorrow just sit down and just write. Whatever you think is inside you, write it, even if you don't post it, but write it or whatever. And I don't even get to that. Like just the whole thought of social media does put me off. That was the one. But my so let's see that we handle that a bit. Maybe I can tell my other one.
Mhm.
I find enthusiasm waxes and wanes. Like sometimes I got such a drive. Like yes, this is what I want to do. This is my mission. This is my vision, and I go for it. And then it wanes. Sometimes I feel, what's the sense of it all? And like sometimes I just go like, when I watch the world and where it is at and how it's moving, and sometimes I just think, oh, what's the sense? Like I tend to go like wax and wane with my drive. It really goes up sometimes. Like I made that one video I made and put it on social media because some group made us do it, and I did it, and it was like full of, and I really felt it when I did it. And then after a little while I go down again. And then I go, so that's my one thing. And I have another one, which is getting, I keep having this thing in the back of me that, will I manage to, like I've got 4 clients who I'm working with right now, group, one group, my first group. And then another person has now approached me and wants to, start with me. And now I feel, oh, now I've got to find another 3. How am I going to find these 3? I'm not on social media. I'm not anywhere yet. How am I going to get this other 3 people, like to make it happen for this one person now. And like, I just don't have that confidence in somehow managing to get people to understand the value of this program and to come on and work on, stay there.
Super. Thank you, Ansha, for the share. So Ansha said she keeps on going up and down, up and down. Like one day she has motivation, the next day she's like, what's the meaning of all this? Now you guys all are coaches. I'm going to ask you this question. What is happening to Ansha there? Yes, Shine.
A state is fluctuating.
Absolutely. The state is fluctuating, right? So
I think
one day
we all go through it, and see, I was just listening to you. I felt I do the same.
Anshu, I do the same. Can I see a raise of hands of people who feels the same, right? We all feel the same. So
you're not alone.
Yeah, number 1, accept it. Acceptance, right? Accept you for who you are and say it's okay to have down days. It's okay to get distracted. It's not okay to stay there, but it's okay to feel human. We may be a coach, but we are human. I'm sure the best coaches have their blue dark days as well, right? So I have ton of them. Trust me, I have ton of them. And sometimes what we do is we feel that it shouldn't be done, and we start beating ourselves so much, and our state drops even more. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I add something here?
Yes.
Just
yes.
interrupt, but like it's important. So what happens? The thought that go through my head will be like when I go down like that, I say, okay, I'm going to change my mission. I actually want to change because my mission is about, come on, live your best life ever. Can you live your best life ever? Then I think to myself, come on, you waxing and waning. Come on, maybe you must change, like make it a bit more shallow. Like don't make it so like that. Make it a bit more like actually go state of wanting to even change my vision and mission. It's like that.
See, these emotional phases, I think we all go through it. Number 1 is acceptance, accepting yourself, accepting it's okay, telling yourself it's absolutely okay, because it puts you in a peaceful state rather than a resistant state for yourself. Because when you get into resistance with yourself, then you start blaming yourself, beating yourself, which brings your state down even more, right? So accepting, getting into a state where you're like, it's okay to be there, and then trying to figuring out a solution is much better than resisting and attacking yourself so much, to say, right? So superb. Answer gave us good encodes as well. Let's go into the next one. In the meantime, I have few messages I'm going to read out. So Fatima Rehman says, I have issues about making money, right? And also she says, I also feel like how I'm going to help clients. What if I can't help them, right? And I once again just like everyone else, Fatima, we all feel like that, right? Sometimes we feel like we are not good enough. How am I going to make an impact? I have actually onboarded a client. I actually didn't know what I was going to do with him because his problem was very unique. He needed coaching. I know coaching can help. I had no idea how I'm going to help him, but I also felt like this. But some e-code kicked in, and I said, I am LienKay. I can do this, right? I will figure out a way if I don't know how to, because I have enough and more friends. I have enough and more coaches. I have enough and more resources, right? If I can't do, who can do, right? So that really gave me inspiration. So it's absolutely okay to feel like that. Once again, like we said, we told Ansya, but find that place where through acceptance, right? Through non-resistance, how you can figure out a way to, deal with it. And we'll come back to all these encodes as we go. And Dr. Anum says, I too want to share 2 or 3 of my codes. Dr. Anum, yes, please. Next, we'll go to
Hi,
Sirak.
Lian.
Sirak also had a hand up. Okay, yes. Hi,
Lian,
Dr. Anum.
I was actually struggling with getting clients. To be very honest, here in Pakistan, since the situation is quite, the financial situation of the people is quite low,
Yes.
and they are dealing with mental issues as well. But whenever I do a discovery session with people, they always come up with this: why you are charging like this amount to us? You should give it to free, in a free form, or you shouldn't be charging this much. You are not like serving your country in a better manner. You are charging this much amount. So after the end of every discovery session, there is an end code in my mind that do I really want to serve my country in this manner, or do I want to make money? Am I doing justice with my career?
Okay.
Am I audible?
Yeah. So basically, you're asking yourself, do I really want to serve my country free of charge, or do I
Yeah.
want to make money?
Yeah.
And what's the answer you get?
The answer is, to be very honest, I'm a pharmacist, and I have shifted my career from being in the pharmacy to being a life coach, right? I'm doing this, you can say, these coaching session, mental health awareness session for the last 1 year at different platforms. But since after doing this Arfin Khan certification, I have changed my mindset to incorporate this whole coaching program into my venture. But here in the present scenario, if you can say, if I see the present scenario of my country, so the people are quite reluctant to pay this much amount.
Right. So, see, Anum has this encode being developed one after another
Hello.
because of the country situation, right?
Yeah.
Because as a country, they are going through a financial crisis, political crisis, and you're
Yeah,
asking
exactly.
from one side, she's asking, do I help the people or do I make money? But from the other angle, she's asking, how can I make money in this environment? So I have one
Yeah,
question to
exactly.
Anum, and I want you guys to ask yourself as well. Is your market only in your country?
No, it's global.
So what is preventing you right now to get a US client, or maybe let's say a client from Dubai regionally, right? Or Singapore or Malaysia or Australia or UK or USA. So when you think about that, when you think about getting a client overseas, what is the conversation in your head?
I always try to do some social media like marketing for my coaching sessions, but I hardly get a client, international client specifically.
So
Many of the local
what is
people,
your belief? What is the belief that is running in your head?
I think my venture is quite. Sometimes there is a negative code in my head that my venture is quite you can say the idea is quite related to the people of this country, and I should broaden it to in the global perspective so that it serves the global community.
Right. So what is the belief, Anum, that is controlling your actions right now?
It's like you will not be able to get international clients. The belief is that.
There you go. There you go. Right. So Anum is stuck looking at Pakistan, the clients, why clients are asking her, why don't you give it free? But if you actually go to the bottom of it, it's because she feels I cannot get international clients. So because she feels I cannot get international clients, she's not even looking at the foreign segment over. She feels like whatever I do doesn't work. So she's stuck in this whole, talking to people in the same country. Sometimes they say things like, can't you see what the people are going through? How can you try to make money? And, all kinds of different messages, which really disturbs her as well. Now, Sri Lanka is not second to Pakistan, I would say, right? We are going through economic crisis, political crisis. We don't have fuel, we don't have gas, we don't have medicine, essential foods. Country is struggling, right? I'm not saying Sri Lanka is worse, Pakistan is not, but I would say we both are very similar, right? And what I have done is in the past couple of weeks, I have not. I think for the last client I onboarded would have been about a month back, right? So for the last 30 days, I have not had a sign up, but I'm working on that time to get USA client. I'm trying out new strategies. I'm tying up with new companies. I'm trying a lot of different things, right? Why? Because I believe I can get a US client at $3,000 or $5,000. I believe I can get a client. Now, because I believe, like Madhavan said, if you believe, you will. If you don't believe, you won't even try, right? So because I believe, I'm trying. So same thing that has happened to you. We'll come back to, discussing on how to break these beliefs. But when Anum is saying, I cannot get international clients, this is what's happening.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other encodes you want to put on the table?
There is also a fear of like short video making in me. I always, you can say, I always try to make short awareness videos like the Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels. But there is, since I'm a reformer, so I always end up with like, no, I can make it even better. Let's do it another time. So in the end, there is no post ready for me or no video ready for me so that I can post it on my social media for the awareness
Okay, so
or to get clients.
That's a very typical scenario a lot of people go through, right? But now when I'm talking with Anum, I want all of you as coaches to see maybe how I talk to and how we arrive at something, right? Number one, I want to tell Anum. Now, Anum, you told me a story. You told me a story and the result and the emotions, right? Tell me what is the belief that is underlying this story.
I think I'll not be able to make a good video.
I would not be able to make a good video. Let me write it that I would not be able to make a good video. Now, moment you say that, your reformer mind, your reformer personality gears up, puts to the high gear and say, let's try to do a perfect video. And that also works in as a disadvantage for you, right? So how many reformers are there here? Can I see a raise of hands of reformers? 1, 2. Okay, so there's a lot of reformers, right? I don't know why I'm not a reformer, but I'm also like a reformer, right? I've seen certain traits in my personality where I've been like a serial reformer at certain times, right? So I can really relate to a reformer. I will give you one quote, right, which really changed my life. But from the start, a day that I started telling it, I think for it to really sink into my head, it would have taken about a year or two, but it worked, right? It was like God-given phrase for me, just like my favorite phrase, nothing changes if nothing changes. Write this down, paste it somewhere.
Okay.
Are you ready to hear it?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to hear it? Version 1 is better than version none. Version 1 is better than version none. Trust me, guys, this was a life-changing phrase for me. It was absolutely life-changing. I was such a perfectionist, and I have a creative design company as well where we do creative designing and web development. I used to give a time to my graphic designers. One pixel, if I see it's, not perfect, I would get them to redo the design, right? But now you would see, if you go on my Facebook, there are a ton of mistakes, sometimes spelling, sometimes colors, sometimes, fonts they've used. I'm like, if it's 80% okay, I'm just going to turn a blind eye. It's difficult at the beginning. It was very difficult. Sometimes still it's difficult. But I tell myself, version 1 is better than version 1 because I believe that it helps me to get going. Right? So basically what I've done is I've converted my encode saying I have to be perfect, right, into something that empowers me saying version 1 is better than version 9, right? Super. So thank you, Anum, for sharing that. And let's go to Sirat. Sirat has been patiently waiting for a long time.
Yes, Lian, thank you. And I've been patiently waiting because I wanted to listen to everybody because I knew I'll be resonating with half of the codes. So they'll be getting my codes. So before I start, let me tell you one thing about what you were saying just now, Lian, because you said you felt like a reformer at times. That's because you're a 4, right? And 4 in a healthy state will become 1. And 1, and in a depression, they will go to 2. So that's why if you're in a healthy state, you become like a reformer trait. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. With that, since I was good listening to all of this and I could resonate with so much with what Shireen says, because I also been staying abroad all my life, brought up there, came back just recently, don't have friends, I don't know how to connect, get friends. Mastermind is the only group of people I've connected with years ago. I had been friends with people, I think, interacted personally. But my encodes, like you said, where is it rooting from? I was just writing so many and then striking them off. No, not this one, maybe this one. So the thing is, I've stopped working for like a decade or so. And I think, can I make money again is like a big encode for me. Can I earn again? Can I take care of myself? Because that's a huge encode for me. It's because you see all the other encodes are stemming from there. So it makes me feel as if I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm on my own. I need a partner. I feel like I want another co-worker to work with. So someone to guide me, to tell me, okay, all the time. Like, I know this is like probably the only entrepreneurial thing that I've done on my own in a long time. So after a big gap, it's like you're on your own. And I'm like now shivering in my knees. So I want to do so much. I want to run, and I've been coming first the other half of my life. And then there's a gap, and then there's like, okay, run again. And I've lost all my muscle in the brain, in the body is not functioning anymore. So I don't know how to get there. And my one is like really high. So if I do it, it has to be the best or no. So that also stops me so many times. And like so many other people said, I have a fear of showing up. I have fear of making videos. I don't know if I'm going to contribute. I don't know if I'm adding value. I don't know, I have so many encodes. But everything comes down and it's like, I'm not getting a client because I don't know. Can I make money? It's like a big, like,
Absolutely. Can I make money? Can I take care of myself? Right. So like she said, sometimes although you have a lot of encodes, it boils down to one big encode. Right. And for most of the people, if you really dig deep in, right at the bottom of most of these encodes are like, I'm not good enough.
No, also because see,
right?
my dad was taking care of me. I feel like there's a male figure always in my life. So because my dad was taking care, then my husband was taking care. Now I'm divorced. So suddenly I don't have a man in my life. So I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things.
So maybe in Sirat's mind, based on her life experiences, money making is connected to a male figure, right? Security, money making, taking care of, it's connected to a male figure. So there are encodes there as well, which defines how she looks at world. So the moment she thinks about making money, she's like, I'm not a man. I don't have a man right now. So how am I going to make money? How can I take care of myself, right? Super. Let's track all these as we go ahead. So we are going into the last one, which is Roshan. Why I said last one is I thought the first hour we'll talk about all the negative codes, and the second hour let's talk about breaking them, right? So Roshan, go
Hello,
ahead.
everyone.
Hi.
Yes, my name is Roshan, and I'm from India, Bangalore. To tell about the coaching program, I have joined recently, and I'm just in week 2. So to be frank, I haven't done the negative coding part yet, and so I have to do that. And one more thing before I proceed, I would like to say, Sirat, that if we just believe in making money is in our mind, then that will become a very big issue. We have to focus on giving value to people. So when we give value, when we like give some good enlightenment, some knowledge to people, it is without any making money concept in the start. If you think like that, okay, fine, I have this value within me, I want to share it with people, then what will happen? People will understand that, and they will, and you will empower, you will have enlighten them in a way which you won't know. So then what happens? People will see your credibility. Okay, she has that within them, and money becomes your byproduct. You should always remember, when you're doing something great, money becomes a byproduct. People who make good money, you remember, they always say, I have heard money is a byproduct. We don't focus. We have just given value in people's life, and just money flows from all over direction.
Thank you, Roshan. I just wanted to add to that, because the thing is, it's always like, I don't want money. I think like somebody is taking care of me. So I have enough money. I'm abundant. Only thing is, it's difficult for me. I've been doing whatever I do, giving advice and stuff like that. So coaching sometimes comes to me naturally, because people come to me to ask, yeah, issue, that problem, this problem. And I used to always advise my friends, but I do that for free. So I'm suddenly thinking I have to charge and I have to earn for myself, because somebody is taking care for me always. I don't even think about making money, because it's always there. But then for me, it's like, oh my God, now me, I have to do it. That's the only issue.
Right. Now that is again in the belief system. You have to change that from your mind. And, you need to focus on people, where you are bringing value, and they will definitely give. Don't focus on your friends and families, the world. You have the whole world around you, because Zoom is there. So just focus on the social media. And yes, on the negative, for one thing I want to say, Leanne, that always from before joining this program also, I never ever think on the negative. I always, every day I say, I am beautiful, I am confident, I am powerful, I am the best. It is always from my young age. I'm a kind of a person who always, I focus on my positive thing. Negative thing, see, even the weaknesses we have, we don't have to focus much on that, because when your positive thing is more, you will definitely. And then the weaknesses, I tell to myself, that my feeling is okay. Weaknesses, something is thodi kami jo tumhare work mein ho rahi hai, something. But again, if you focus more on your positive thing, wo weakness bolte hai na, in a glass of water, if the half full and half empty, it is how you focus. If you focus, okay, we have half full, forget about the empty part, yaar. Jo pani hai, we'll do what we have to do with that. There's so much we can do. So even in the negative code, I have just started, and I would like to, in my belief also, now people are telling we are reformers, so we are doing late. So again, that as a reformer doing this coaching program, we have that, okay, reformers procrastinate, reformers. So again, in that coaching program, we are ourselves saying reformers late, reformers perfection. So indirectly, we are building this in our mind. So we have to remove that. Before joining,
I really love what she said. Yes, absolutely.
Before joining this program, we all didn't know what is reformer. Ek chota part tha, haan, we do our work less wise, but now we are making it more in our mind. Reformers perfection, reformers late, reformers, they want in detailed minute things. So that is something all, and belief is always, I believe that, jitna ho sake, we have to think positive, and we all have in ourselves. Always, stand in front of the mirror. I'm the most beautiful. I'm the best. I'm confident. I'll rock. Okay. That day, I wanted to share, I went to Afrin's program in Bangalore, and he said, there are no women, who are, what do you say, matlab, in the market. I say, they didn't see the Amitabh Bachchan and that they were selling the, I don't know, the male coaches. I said, Afri here is the next person to rock. And I was like, and in the program also, they're always sitting there, people 3 years, and we were waiting for Afrin for past 1.5 hours. So I took the initiative and I told people, okay, come on, friends, let's all get up and we'll talk about, we'll introduce ourselves, we'll talk about the coaching program, what we have done, how we have impacted. And after that, people were asking, how many clients have you coached? And I was like, I'm still week 1 when I attended that. So, it is all in ourselves, how we portray to people. And remember, Jitna, we talk about our, one thing, my personal experience, how much ever we say about our weaknesses to people, we are making aware to people, see, this is the weakness in me. People don't forget what you say. That's one thing. You forget. You have changed yourself, but people don't forget. Now, when I'm talking, all of you will note me what I have said. Even after 1 month, 2 months, okay, Roshan says she's beautiful, she rocks and everything. So we will, Encore will change to E-code, but people won't forget that, okay, she had that and now she's telling. Why would you want to focus so much on that? As a coaching program, you tell about your Encodes, but to people, you need to do, need to tell people, okay, I have this within me. You stand in front of the mirror and tell whatever you want. Make her or him your secret. Yeah, because people, I'm telling you, today they are yours, they will listen, tomorrow back, oh, big coach behind. See, she has that, he has that. But still we learn together, that's fine here, but it's in ourselves. See, the reformer thing, we all have to remove that. Reformers, late reformer.
So, super. When Roshan started talking and she said, I don't know whether you actually said it, but the idea that I got was I don't have any encodes. So the moment she said that or something to that effect, I remembered something that Arvind saying, if a reformer says that they are in a very good state or everything is perfect, that is not true. Right. So I was thinking that, and she again said what she said, it was like a nail on the head. Why do you stereotype reformers with all these encodes, right? So anyways, Roshan, I'm going to ask you once again, do you have any encodes that you are struggling with?
Right now, no encodes. I have to do the encode part, work on that. Inshallah, next week I will talk about. Today, I'm not going to.
Okay, super. Right. So thank you, Roshan. Thank you, Sirat. Thank you, Shaheen, Jenny, Madhavan, Ansya.
Yes, Roshan, and let me thank Roshan because that was a great speech, and she was very, very enthusiastic, and she's so eager to share her experiences with Afin. And you're most welcome. I'm happy that you're in week 1 and you're so enthusiastic about it. So all kudos and more power to you, and thank you everybody else.
Super. So give yourselves a big round of applause, guys, for being vulnerable, putting out your encodes, and putting yourself out there. Now, if anyone is watching this video on YouTube, even on a later day on a replay, I want you to go to the comment section right now and type your encodes, right? So do that. If you're lucky, I might even get in touch with you as well, right? So super. Now we've spent 1 hour discussing about our negative beliefs, potentially, that is not letting us become a super coach, right? Now, if you had a client coming to you and saying, I have all these negative codes, let me read some of them so you guys remember, right? I don't know whom to connect with. I don't know where to begin. I'm not disciplined. I'm not young enough to do things by myself. When I try to explain to people, I can't make an impact. They don't believe because my life is not great. I don't want to get paid results, or they don't want to get paid results rather. I don't have a payment gateway. I don't have the necessary registrations and things like that to start my coaching, right? I hate social media. I don't know what to say. Social media is a challenge. How am I going to find more clients? I have issues making money. What if I can't help? The country situation is not good, right? Do I really want to serve the country, or do I really want to make money, right? I cannot get international clients. I would not be able to make good videos. Can I make money again, right? Can I take care of myself? Now, these are some of the monsters that we all are dealing with, right? And why I say monsters is these are the monsters that we have given birth to, right? These are like big gangsters in our mind who's controlling you, who's holding you without letting you explore your full potential. Now, each one of you are a coach. I'm going to ask you a question. Someone comes in front of you and say, I'm suffering with these beliefs, and I know because of these things, I can't progress. And I know I have much more potential than this, but I'm not doing what I need to do. Coach, help me. What am I supposed to do? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? Who's going to go? Can I hear from you guys? Yes, Nutan.
I will push my client, or maybe create a mindset so that they are able to execute it and experience it, so that they take the first step and get the feedback for themselves that it's not all that tough.
Right. Can you do the same thing to yourself with your negative codes?
I will. Yeah, got
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Shaheen, what would you do to your clients if they come and say this codes to you?
I had a question. Is that a
Go
paid
ahead.
client, or is it just someone who's talking to you on a casual basis?
Sorry?
I said, is it a client, or is it, I mean, a client who has paid you, or is it someone who is talking to you casually?
Let's say it's a client who has paid you 2 times than what you usually charge, a premium client, and he's telling, I have this. I have these encodes, Shaheen, please help me. What are you gonna do?
A good question. Definitely, I'm going to ask them to go within them and find out what are their e-codes for the same. I mean, or where did it first, when was the first time they felt this in their lives? You know, what experience made them feel this in their life?
So Shaheen, when was the first time you felt, I don't know whom to connect with and I don't know where to begin?
Yeah, I know that part because when I came back to India, I felt totally alone, you know, like no friends, nothing, new place. It's not the place where I grew up. So I have nobody. But then I realized if I want someone for something, I get it. You know, that's one code that hit me. And so I found good coaches to help me. But that didn't help me to move forward and get clients, you know. So I've learned in different areas that I needed to work with. But to get clients is where my, you know, biggest.
So you know what to do, no? Go within.
Yeah.
Explore where it all started.
Yeah.
So who else have any answers? As a coach, what would you tell your client who comes and tells, this is how I feel. How am I going to get results?
Can I say, Lian?
Yes, Roshan, go ahead.
Yes. So when my client says that I want to do a lot in life and I'm feeling very low, I know I have a lot of potential within me. So I would definitely ask my client, like, I'll ask like which personality they are. And tell them to, have you read your personality report well? So yeah, I read it, and I haven't done it from a long time. So I'll tell you first read your personality. What we'll do is we'll work on your personality report. Go to the very good state of yours, and I want you to read it aloud. So they will read the very good state, and they'll say, "Man, I am not resonating anything with this." Then I said, "Okay, fine. We'll read the good state." So then when they read that, I will tell them, see, this is what you are when you are in your good state. Your personality, you are a challenger. Okay, example, you're a challenger. And in a very good state, you are doing so many things. So you have the potential within you. But what are you doing? As you've seen in your wheel of life, let's go on your wheel of life. Your career, you have marked 3. In your fun leisure, you marked 3. Then in your wealth, you marked 3. So what you are doing is, in all these areas, you are working in a very low state. So what I want you to do is, so when you go to, when you I want you to change your state. When you're in a good state and work on these areas, you will get these results. And for example, her name is Anita. Anita, now I would want to know your baseline. Your baseline, you, as you said me, it is leadership, it is success, fame, and contribution. So whenever you're feeling down in these lanes, suppose you're not able to do, so then again you have to, now you're feeling stuck. Now when you know your baseline is leadership, so you have to filter your things. Okay, what should I do so that, I have to come into limelight in front of people? So you will do things, even if you're in a bad state, you will work on things that will make you filter your baseline, that is leadership, success, and whatever you do, I have to do something even to change that state into a good state and work on growing your leadership skills. So whatever consciously I would want you, that you, whatever decisions you're doing in your career, in your wealth, filter it every time consciously through your baseline, and your baselines are so strong. You want leadership, success. So when you're in a bad state, again, consciously think about your baselines and filter them, and you will be able to do it, I'm sure.
Thank you, Roshan. Let's give Roshan a big round of applause, because I really liked her approach, not because of anything. From what she learned, she tried her best to bring everything from personality to baseline to all that. And see, we are learning a system, right? So we need to ask ourselves, like she said, what's going on with me, right? If I'm having these encodes, struggling to break them through, read your good state. Because see, we've learned that getting ourselves to the best state solves all the problems, right? So then how can I get to the best state?
Right.
Why am I not congruent? How can I align my thoughts, words, and actions so I feel better? What is there stuck in somewhere that is bringing my state down? Right? And at the same time, you can write down your baselines and see, okay, I don't know whom to connect with. I don't know where to begin, but how can I find some answers to that using my baselines? Might just work, right? So superb attempt, Roshan. I like how you bring in what you've learned. Who else have any answers, any more answers, any different answers? What would you do as a client if someone comes and say, I can't find clients, I hate social media, I don't know how to use social media, but I want to, right? I can't earn money, I don't know whether I'm good enough. What are you going to tell them? How are you going to get them to change their encodes? Guys, come on, step up. Yes, Asif. He has been silent all this time.
No.
Hi, Asif.
So,
what would you do?
hi, Lian. So it's my thing. I usually do is I accept what my encodes are, and I want, as is in the system says, accept your baselines, see your baselines and your good states, as well as holding your encodes, see the future, what you will do, doing what you are doing, and how far you can go with these encodes about 5 years, and what your life look like. Explain it right now so that they can see what's gonna happen, if what is happening right now, and it will be more or a lesser version of it. It's a version 0 or version 1 of holding the, the negative codes. So how it gonna be look like? So then they're gonna think and write about the pain, and then what if you can change by reading the good state of yours, and seeing your good state and being in your good state, and what e-codes you are going to put tell yourself or put yourself somewhere, and saying it daily, and same thing, seeing the future about 5 years now using these e-codes. So write it down as well as it is. So this is my thing I usually do, and still I have so many encodes, and I'm still going on.
That's perfectly fine, and it's absolutely okay, right? No matter how good we become, how experienced we become, encodes will always be there, because I think we are all dealing with about million encodes, right? Not just 6. Right? So Superb attempt, Asif. Thank you very much for reminding everyone. Remind yourself, look at these baselines, encodes, and ask, if I hold these two encodes or three encodes, but then after another 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? How would my life look like if I let these encodes control me, right? And what are we taught in the system, right? Once you discover your negative codes, negative beliefs, what do? How do you crush them?
You burn
And
them.
someone tells me, how do you crush them? Yes, you burn them. Thanks, Fatima, right? So have you guys ever thought about burning your coaching encodes, right? So let's do an activity, right? Let's do this because let's inspire everyone else in the group as well. There are about 84 people last time I checked in the group, right? Isn't it amazing? I'm like really 94 right now, right? I'm super inspired to see how that community is growing, but it's up to us to create the buzz, right? It's up to us to create the buzz. So let's write our own encodes with a thick black marker or a platinum on a piece of paper, burn it, and let's start posting those photos and videos in the group. Let's encourage everyone to do it, right? Let's start tonight, right? Let's do something, right? Right? How many of you like to burn things? I like to burn things, right? Let's burn our encodes, right? So let's put an end to all these encodes. Let's burn them and let's convert them into e-codes, right? Now, one limitation in the way we learned is the system gave us e-codes, right? But here, no system is going to give you e-codes. You need to figure out powerful, impactful e-codes that you can say out passionately. And how can you do it, right? You know how to do it. Spend some time, convert it to an e-code. If you need help, seek help, get help, talk to someone, talk to a friend, talk to a buddy, right? And if you do that, what would be the results? You will have your encodes burned. Why? Because it's a nonverbal subconscious message that you are giving to your subconscious saying, you know, I'm done with these encodes, right? So it's a hint, it's a message, indirect message. Then you figure out your e-codes and you read them out daily, right? How do you read it? Can someone remind me, how do you read it? Sirat, how do you read your e-codes?
And I'm glad you asked me. I sing my e-codes because I used to love my nursery rhymes. And lady on YouTube, she sings it
Sirat
out.
is going
and
to post a video with the e-codes sung.
No,
Sirat is going to post a video of e-codes being sung, right, to inspire all of us. Thank you, Sirat.
No, I didn't say that.
You'll
But
be looking
anyways,
forward to that.
what I do is usually I take all my baselines and like what she said just now, coming here is always an inspiration, Lian, because I'm just figuring out, you know, when you're talking, I'm like, okay, I need to implement this. So what I was just doing is on with my encodes, I took my baselines and I was just like, does this match? Does this match? Is this match? This is match? It's like, okay, encode is gone because it's all not coming from my baseline. And I felt really happy. So I'm going to tell you one of the jingle that I use for the encodes is because I have I saw this lady on the YouTube, I think Instagram or someplace, and she sings this out very nice. And she says, with every baseline that I have, so the first one is faith. So I'll start with that. So it says, faith comes to me easily. Faith comes to me fast. Faith loves my company. When faith comes, it's last. So it's nice. Yeah. And it says, if I say success comes to me easily, success comes to me fast. Success loves my company. When success comes, it lasts.
Lovely. Superb. I think that's a great jingle, right, for everyone.
Yeah, I use it for all my egos, and it makes me feel so happy because I love to hum it anyways. So instead of remembering, I get my baseline remembered and I hum it and I jingle it. So I feel like, yay. So it's also my buzz moment activity.
Excellent. See, I love how you guys are bringing everything that you learned into one place to crush these, the encodes, right? Lovely. What else? Now, where were we? We were just talking about what you would do as a coach, right? What would you do as a coach if someone comes to you with this encodes, right? and we were talking about, we've learned the process, burn them, convert them into e-codes, right? Say it out passionately. So Sirat said she sings it. Fatima, how would you read your e-codes?
Okay, hi. I would say it out passionately because I love to say that. I love to say poetry and all of that. So I would say it loud, clearly, and feel it from my heart when I say it. So that means I mean what I say. So it's just got to be really, really passionate. That's what I would say.
Right, superb. So, see, I don't know whether you guys have forgotten the fundamentals or just thought not to say it. You need to get up from your seats, right?
Yeah.
Use your volume, use your tone, use your body language, and put some oomph into it, right? So let's do something like this. Let's say, okay, I'm just making this up right now, right? Let's say I'm a super coach, right? Because for me, that super coach has a lot of meaning, right? To be a super coach, you'll be crushing your encodes, right? You'd be bringing out your true potential, right? So, and you'd be truly unstoppable, right? So let's say one e-code is I'm a super coach, right? The second one could be I'm unstoppable, right? Just write this down on a piece of paper because we all are gonna get up and say it, right? So I'm a super coach, I'm unstoppable, right? What else? Okay.
I'm successful.
I'm successful. Okay.
I bring value to people in people's lives.
Okay. That's a great one. I was thinking now the biggest problem all of us have is attracting clients, right?
Yeah.
So what if we say, I am a client magnet, right? I am a client magnet, right? So first one is I'm a super coach. Second one is I am unstoppable, right? The third one is I am a client magnet, right? So write it down. You know what you're going to say. Let's all stand up. Let's practice this, right? I'm going to close the door because I might scare off the neighbors.
I am a super coach.
You guys are ready?
Magnet.
Stand up. So when you say, use your volume, use the tone, right? Not only the volume, the tone, and use your body language, clench your fist, right? Clench your stomach muscles, just put it out with, a lot of passion and effort. Just don't say, I'm a super coach, I'm unstoppable, I'm a client magnet. No, put some oomph in it and say, I'm a super coach, right? I'm unstoppable, I'm a client magnet, right? Just feel it in your blood, right? Are you ready? So the first one, right? I'm a super coach. 1, 2, 3. I'm a super coach. I want all of you guys to unmute. Unmute. And let's try that again. On the count of 3, I'm a super coach. 1, 2, 3. I'm a super coach. Awesome. Second one is I'm unstoppable, right? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm unstoppable. Awesome, right? The third one, I'm a client magnet. Say, I am a client magnet, right? 1, 2, 3. I am a client magnet. Can we say that again? 1, 2, 3. I am a client magnet. Let's say it one more time. 1, 2, 3. I am a client magnet.
I'm a client magnet.
Let's say the first one more time, right? Let's say the first one 3 times. So I'm a super coach, and we'll get back to us. So 1, 2, 3. I'm a super coach. Once again, 1, 2, 3. I'm a super coach. I'm unstoppable. 1, 2, 3. I'm a super coach. I'm a super coach. Excellent. Guys.
Coach.
Excellent.
Unstoppable.
I'm a client
Excellent.
magnet.
How
I
many
am
of
a
you
client
enjoyed-
magnet.
How many of you guys enjoyed doing that?
I love
My
the super
family
How
coach
many of
thinks I'm
you guys
crazy.
Super coaches,
How many of you
Superman feeling.
feel differently? How many of
Yeah.
you feel differently in your body?
Yes.
Like there's a
True.
sudden surge of energy. Like, say this, do this,
Yes.
right? So we exactly know how to beat our encodes, right? It's a little bit of all these things that we have discussed. And one trick that really works for me when I'm stuck is I ask myself, if a client comes in front of me and asks this question from me right now, and he's depending on me and I'm his coach, what's the solution I'm going to give? What am I going to tell him? Right? Like I asked you guys, and sometimes when I answer that question, I implement it on myself. It works. Right? It's like it's a self-coaching technique. So in my mind, sometimes I go into two seats. I sit right in front of me and I talk to myself. You need a little bit of imagination. I'm an imagination king. I'm an individualist. I have a very creative mind. I can do it. I hope you guys can do it as well, right? Yeah, but try, right? Sit opposite yourself, talk to yourself. Go in front of the mirror, ask questions, answer. Think if you are your client, you can't let him or her down, right? That person is depending on you. If they ask this question, the same very question that you are asking, how are you going to help themselves? Second thing, you can talk to your accountability buddy, to your friend, right? I hope all of you guys have made friends, right? There's so many coaches in our fraternity, right? You guys should be having some good friends, right? If not, make a friend, right? Number three, talk to a coach, right? Talk to someone who can coach you. Get some guidance, and because it's worth making results. And I will tell you one thing, right? Not that I have a lot of money, but in the last 1.5 months, I put a lot of money down talking to other coaches. Why? Because I want to become a super coach. Right? I've invested in different types of coaches, from social media coaches to people who find leads, to someone who can help me to get into the US market, to someone who can help me reprogram my subconscious reprogramming, right? And sometimes we feel like, hey, I'm a coach, I can do this, but we don't do it on ourselves. And so what I did was I started putting money down. Because one of the biggest things that I learned, and that is exactly why I signed up for Arfin's program, right? I wanted to become a coach who sells a high ticket course, which is in the north of 3,000 US dollars. Someone told me, if you want to sell a $3,000 course, first you become that client. Sign up for a course that charges that kind of money, so as a client, what are you going through, how are you facing handling that, how are you going to find money, what kind of questions are going to come into your mind, right? And that was exactly the time that I came across with Arfin's program. And when he said the price, I was like, I cannot afford it, but I'm going to figure out a way to go for it. And that gave me a lot of confidence, right, on how to approach clients, right? So we have about half an hour left. We spoke about the encodes. We spoke about, as a coach, how we would work around these encodes. What kind of tools do we have in our thing? We discussed few e-codes that we can adopt to ourselves. And next up, I'm just going to share a few things with regards to beliefs that I've learned, right? So I gave a coaching session to a client, and she was talking with me. She was breaking down, saying she feels like her life is a mess. I was listening to her very patiently, trying to figure out what the problem was, but I couldn't actually figure out the problem because she was just sad, right? And she was telling, I feel like nothing is worth it. It definitely sounded like she was depressed. But when I again and again asked few questions, I realized she was saying that she feels like her opportunity to create the life that she wanted has passed, and now she can't do anything about it. She was married, having children. Now, because of all these things, she can't go abroad, and without going abroad, she can never get that life. And so finally, when I spoke to her, what we arrived at was she did not believe that the version of life where she is successful exists, right? So she believed that success does not exist because whatever the things, right? Because maybe because she's a mother, maybe because she's married, maybe because she did not take that action when she was young and she's old right now. For whatever the reason, she strongly believed, right, that version of success does not exist. So I asked her, okay, fine. If you do not believe this version exists, how would that show up in your actions? And she said, yeah, because I know if that version does not exist, I would not even try. Now look at your encodes. Look at your encodes. If you do not believe that you can be a super coach, if you do not believe that you can attract clients, if you do not believe that, you can make money, if you do not believe that, life can be awesome, if you do not believe, you can earn $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, right? Would you try? Simple question. Would you try? Maybe once, twice you might try, and you would justify in your head saying, yes, I can't earn money, and you would stop trying, right? So when you don't believe, what happens is you stop trying, right? And when you believe, right, on the contrary, when you believe that something can be done, some result can be achieved, what happens? Because you believe it so much, right, you would do something about it, right? When you do something about it, that means you're taking action, you would get results, right? Because when you get results, then what will happen? You would also feel like, hey, I can put more action into it. Now, this particular concept is something that I really like. It's called the belief wheel or the success wheel, right? Some of you would have seen it. Tony Robbins have spoken about it. Something that I really admire. I'm just going to share my screen and show you this. Just give me a second. So until I pull that up, how many of you have achieved a result that you once thought was not possible? Can I see a raise of hands? Yes, right. So what made, if you once thought it was not possible, tap your heart and ask, what made you achieve that result, right? Is it because at some point you, for some reason, believe that it is possible? I'm sure that was the case, right? Because when you don't believe that it is possible, you will never try, right? You wouldn't want to try. Okay. Image, let me share this. So number one thing is, anything that you cannot achieve, that is because you are strongly not believing that you can achieve it. You have a doubt, basically, right? You have a doubt, and that's why you are struggling to achieve it. But moment you change your belief, right, everything changes. So let me just share the screen. Right. So you guys can see this belief success cycle, right? Right? Can you guys see? Yeah. So can you see there are 4 elements: belief, potential, action, and results, right? So if you believe that a result can be achieved, if you believe that you can be a super, believe that you can earn $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, or whatever that number that you are driving, right? What happens if you strongly believe? When you believe, your potential increases. And as humans, how much of potential do we have? What is the potential of humans? Unlimited.
It's unlimited. Right? Unlimited.
Exactly. We have unlimited potential, right? So if you believe, your potential increases, and when your potential increases, what happens? You automatically are motivated, driven to take action. Right? If you don't have potential, if you don't believe, no action comes because you're demotivated. Right? So when you take action, what happens? You get results. If you don't take action, you don't get results, right? Because you took action, you get results. So what happens when you get results? Your beliefs increase more, right? Wow, I got results. That means I can do it. It's like landing your first client and telling yourself, hey, I can get clients. Maybe I can get the second client. And when you believe, your potential increases even more. When your potential increases even more, what happens? You take more action. When you take more action, more results. Then more beliefs, more potential, more action, more results. So this keeps on increasing, non-stop. Right? So this is why it's important, guys, to start believing, right? As cliche as it may sound, where people say believe in yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, right, you would not take action, right? So once again, I want you to self-reflect, look at your, I just shared this cycle, success belief cycle in the group as well, right? I want you to look at your encodes and ask, these are there because I don't believe in a certain result. I don't believe that I am good enough. I don't believe that I can achieve these results. Right? Maybe someone else has achieved. Maybe Lien has achieved. Maybe this coach has achieved. Maybe that coach has achieved, but I'm not good enough. Why? You'll give a lot of reasons. You might say, my language is not good. My personality is not good. I'm not a speaker. I'm too old. I'm too young. Right? I'm a woman. I'm a man. You'll find reasons. Because when our brain wants to find reasons why we can't do it, it's like it's a party. Right? It'll keep on coming up with reasons. And more reasons you come up, more you justify, more evidence you find to justify that encode. And it becomes big and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes a monster, big enough that you're so scared you don't even try. So what's the secret? So in my life, for me to drive results, two things happen. One is I figured out how to believe that I can. Number two is it was not an option for me anymore. Right? My back was against a wall, and I knew by December 31st, if I didn't start making X amount of dollars, I would not have food to eat. That's the position I put myself into. Right? For those who know my story, I used to run a creative design company. In July, I said, I'm going to transition full-time into coaching. I closed down the company completely. I had savings for 6 months, and I knew exactly by December 31st, if I don't start making money, I will have to sell my car. I will have to give up my rented house. I don't know where I will go to afterwards, and I wouldn't have food to eat. That's the position I put myself. Why? Because I so badly wanted to become a full-time coach. Because I discovered that was my purpose and passion. So I did not give myself an opportunity to bargain. I made sure I did not make that an option. Right? Failure was not an option for me. Now, I really love this saying by Akio Morita, who is the chairman of Sony Corporation. Right? Anyone can be innovative if your life depends on it. Right? Anyone can be innovative if your life depends on it. You think you're pushed to a deep end, you can't swim, you would try to swim somehow. Right? You would not let yourself sink. You would fight till the last breath. You'll try to figure out a way to swim across to the other. So likewise, sometimes you have to push yourself against the wall to get the best. For some people that works, right? For me, it definitely worked. But that also wouldn't have happened if I did not believe. Now, I wouldn't have put myself in a situation like that I just think I wouldn't have closed down my company with 6 months savings to live for if I did not believe that I could do it. Can you see? So before all that, I believed that I could do it. And I made sure I didn't leave any options for myself. So that was the second step, right? And I applied everything I learned in Incredible You into becoming a coach, right? Burned down my codes, right? Even my outcomes plus the entire thing, the power leaps, the cake was about becoming an international coach, which was minimum earning 5,000 US dollars a month. And on the first month, it's I achieved. Not because I'm any superhuman, not because I'm awesome. I'm not different to anyone, right? Because I broke that belief that was saying you can't do it. I started saying I'm good enough, I can do it. So if you feel like you are not good in talking to people, if you feel that you are not good at your social media, right? If you feel that you cannot attract clients, you don't know how to convince someone, right? If you feel like I'm not a good coach, if you feel like my life is a mess, how can I teach others? The only way to come out of it is by changing your beliefs. Burning the ego encodes to, rephrasing it, saying it out loud. All these are things that we do. But if you don't believe it, you can't change it. Now, when you work with a coach, let's say I've worked with people, coaches and non-coaches, right? And help them change their beliefs. Now, when you work with an external person, what they do is they will listen to you, they will ask questions, and they will help you to figure out a path to believe it. Where sometimes we try ourselves, we can't find that path. We can't find that sweet spot where we can overcome our beliefs and create those what we call breakthroughs, right? But when you work with someone else, right, someone who's experienced, someone who's handled, or someone who's putting that time and effort to help you, what they can do is they can figure out a way to ask you one or two powerful questions, which might give you that epiphany moment saying, wow, it is possible. Hey, if it is possible, why have I been thinking it's impossible? Maybe I can change. And the moment you change, you believe saying it is possible, right? You would see, you start getting motivated, you start feeling that inner drive, you start becoming resourceful, you start becoming creative, right? Start thinking out of the box, start coming up with better ideas. All this happens as a result of belief. And like, I can't remember, I think like Roshan said, you get into a better state also. Why? Because you believe that you can do it. You feel so good about yourself, right? And as coaches, if we can do this for others, we can do it for ourselves as well. Right? So remember, you are a super coach. You are not trying to be a super coach. You are already a super coach, right? And failure is not an option for you, right? If you want, add that to your e-codes as well, right? Failure is not an option for me.
Lian, I have written, right? Success is my only option.
Excellent. Success is my only option, right? Really feel it. Right? Success is my only option. So that is even better than saying failure is not an option, because what she said was more positive language, right, rather than, taking the word failure. So good job, Roshan, right? Success is the only option for me, right? Let me just shut it down. See, can you see, as a community, how are we coming up with all sorts of solutions to help ourselves? This is the power of a mastermind, right? So I want you guys, right, to do a few things. One is burn your encodes, post those images, videos in the group, inspire others. Everyone would be like, what's going on? What did I miss? Right? Encourage people to watch the video and break through their encodes and do the same thing, right? Start telling your e-codes every day, right? Step into that potential of the super coach you are, right? And start sharing your success stories in the group. Every time you feel like you had a breakthrough, you landed a client, you tried out something that we discussed, it worked, put it down. It'll inspire a lot of people, right? It'll inspire a lot of people. And, sometimes some of you send me private messages saying, I tried this and this really worked out. I get really happy, but something better, put it in the group. Because then you are not only telling me, you're inspiring so many other people to try it out as well. Right?
And so the only
questions. Yes, Roshan.
It's everything in our mind. If we change the negative things from our mind, we can conquer the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So think, right? Now, one day, some crazy nut job thought, you know what? We are going to go to the moon. Probably in a time where people have not even, thought about it. People would have thought he's mad, right? But as humans, we conquered the moon. We went to the space, right? One fine day, Wright brothers suddenly decided, saying, you know what? We are going to invent flight, looking at a bird. People would have been like, these two nut jobs are crazy. What's wrong with them, right? It's not even possible. They're just wasting time. But they said, no, you know what? We believe it's possible. And they kept on trying, failure after failure after failure after failure, because they believe so much that it can be achieved. So for them, it was a destination that they believed that existed. Thomas Alva Edison, they said he created the bulb wrong 1,000 times. Why? Is he mad to keep on trying a failing project? No, right? He tried 1,000 times because he believed that destination exists. That light bulb, his concept exists. That gave him the drive to keep on trying again and again and again and again. There are enough and more examples like that in the world, right? Of people who kept on trying again and again and again and again. And the only thing is because they believed that destination of success of what they wanted to achieve exists. So here's a question for you, super coaches. Do you believe that you can be a super coach or you are a super coach? Do you believe that you are a client magnet? Do you believe that you are a money magnet? Do you believe that version of your life where you don't have to work 24/7, you could be sipping a pina colada on a Miami beach while coaching someone on your laptop, right? Earning big bucks and living an awesome life exists? Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Unmute and say yes if you do.
I believe.
Yes, I believe.
Yes.
If you don't believe it, find a way to believe it. Guys, because I truly believe this. I truly believe this. I see myself, right, super rich, super successful as a world-renowned coach, right? And although I'm so successful and so rich, I'm not working so many hours a day, right? I have coaches under me also coaching other people. I have automated platforms delivering my, programs and all that. And I'm sipping a drink on an amazing beach with blue turquoise sea, with my life partner, enjoying that moment, right? Having a great time and feeling good about myself, because while I'm sipping that drink and enjoying, I'm transforming millions of lives. And the money is going to the bank. I believe that version exists. And that drives me every day to keep on doing what I'm doing. Because why not do it? Because that version exists and that's what I'm working for. So create your dream, make it vivid. Like I said, right? I just spelled few things, but my dream is so vivid. It's so colorful, so detailed. I know what I'm wearing at that time. To that level, right? Make sure you create a real dream, believe in it so much, so you can go to that destination, not achieve that dream, not achieve that goal, go to that destination, which is already existing in the future, because it's possible, right? So are you ready to break some negative beliefs and change your life, super coaches?
Yes.
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 Right? So thank you guys so much. I think we had an amazing session and I really enjoyed the interactivity, the mastermind nature, you guys coming up with so many things, helping each other. Anyone who's watching this video later on, subscribe to the channel, like and follow the video. If you want to get alerted about sessions like this, hit the bell icon so you get a notification every time we do a video. Share it with the coach that you know could be struggling to find clients, could be struggling to break through their negative codes, share the knowledge, and let's make the world a better place. Thank you guys. That's it from me. If you guys want to say something, now is the time. We are winding up.
Yes, Lian, I want to say one thing. I guess, like we said, like we need to believe in what we are telling. So it's sometimes it happens we are saying, I am super coach, I am unstoppable, I am a client magnet, but we are just telling, we are not believing, because after telling also, when we're doing that, again, we have that fear because internally we haven't believed it yet.
That is very true.
We are verbally telling, but the belief is not completely 100%. If you really believe from 100%, then you know that performance would be different. We're just verbally telling, but again, the belief is not happening.
I totally agree on that. I totally agree on that because see, if you don't believe in what you're saying, it just becomes a statement, right? And this is what happens to affirmations. You don't have a penny in your bank account. You go in front of the mirror and say, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. No matter how much you say, you don't believe that because you know it's not true. So once again, even on the that you are, that's absolutely true. Any final remarks, guys, before we wind down? Anyone want to add something?
Lian,
then, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today.
Lian, thank you for this wonderful hosting, this wonderful session. You're awesome. You're a super coach. You're unstoppable. You're a client magnet. You rock.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lian. It's brilliant.
It was a great session, Lian. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Lian. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was,
Thank you, Lian. Thank you.
yeah, it was worth it. Thanks.
Lian, I just want to share
Thank
something
you.
that I read it a long time ago. No,
Yes,
so in the time of Second World War, they was building some aircraft that can go a supersonic speed. No one was believing that aircraft that gonna break the sound barrier and go against the speed of more than speed of sound. So no one was believing that can be possible. But Russians were that someone believed it and made it happen in 1949. And people asking him, what did you made? So he said that I believe I can break the sound barrier and make the supersonic speed flight that can fly. So that's what he said. So we create our comfort zone and that we can't break out of that comfort zone, but we have to believe that we can break our comfort zone and become a super coach. That's a learning that I learned. Being an investigator, I just do this kind of stuff always and transcribe it to what that message tells me.
That is absolutely true. Thank you very much for sharing that amazing story, Asif.
We have a problem of doing things based on what we have done in the past. We never believe that we can do something which we have not done. So that's where we should create a mindset that I can do anything.
And I think all the answers are there, right? Where if you start believing, everything changes. So anyway, guys, we are coming to the end of the session. Thank you very much once again. It has been amazing listening to all of you guys.
Thank you, Lian.
Good night, super coaches.
Good night.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Good night.
everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Bye.